Beautiful, beautiful summerish day in New Zealand. It's Christmas Day and we have had a lovely Christmas day with family, and now I am starting to think about what I want to get done in the garden. So over the next 7 days, starting Boxing Day tomorrow, I'm going to do a challenge of moving something along, getting something tidied up and sorted out in the garden, in my house and in my craft room, which I haven't been there at all. We've got some heaps and heaps of black currants coming on here. Just look at how many berries we've got coming on there. So that's the task to do in the house with last year's crop, to actually process them into some jam or blackcurrant jelly. The strawberries have been very prolific. They're having a bit of a rest now. These are ones that have just had so many fruits on them, and they're all kind of finished off. The veggie pod, I pulled out some veggies that were finished that we didn't quite get to eat. I haven't shifted them away out this space. And carrots are beginning to emerge. I've got some onions over there that desperately want to be planted into something. I must admit, I'm a little disappointed with how this veggie pod works. Not really been overly successful. I don't really feel as though the soil keeps its quality somehow. The worms don't seem to be able to get into it, and I just sort of feel the soil is a bit dead by the time it's watered. Everything gets washed out. This is a space to tidy up and sort out. That bed's not being used. These alpine strawberries, just look at them. They're going all over the place. I need to do something with these runners and put them into some plants, give them away to some people that might want some alpine strawberries. Look at them all. There's hundreds. Well, maybe not hundreds, but look all around here. They're doing really, really well as far as establishing themselves for next year. We haven't had too many strawberries on, and they do come out. They're a little tiny, but they've got a very interesting, different sort of taste. And it makes you a bit suspicious because you're expecting the strawberry taste and they're not a strawberry taste. It's kind of interesting. I can't actually show. There's not too many, but there's lots of runners off those. I need to do some. The chives are doing well. This needs to be cleaned out. It's a bit of a job. I cut these chives down the other day and just look at them. They've started to come again. There's some celery in there. And I have got some rosemary in here, but it was just getting swamped by the sedge, but it may come now. And a few more alpine strawberries. The mint's doing well. Had a thought about doing some mint jelly for our Christmas Day lamb. This is peppermint, but we obviously got past Christmas Day and we didn't get there far. Here we go, some alpine strawberries for you. Have you seen them before? They're an interesting taste. I'll collect those two later. Quite delicate. Maybe they're not meant to be very big. But anyway, and this one has got heaps of runners that's planted themselves again. Yeah, the cats come in here a bit too. So there's a bit of work to do there. I think I have to be conscious and not get overwhelmed. I think I've got to mow this lot down constantly because in all reality, I'm not going to plant on here, so we'll just mow it down for this season. I've got the tomato plants, there's 4 plants there, they're coming along nicely. We should hopefully have some that are coming, again, a little bit of red coming on some that are down there. There's quite a few in there. They're all still quite green. The weather's been a bit erratic. This strawberry bed has done heaps of strawberries as well, and there's still some coming. That's not an alpine strawberry, that's a normal one, just not gone red yet. The dogs like me looking in here because there's quite often one that's been eaten by little creatures down the bottom, which they get to keep. But we're starting to get a few in here. This bed has gone ballistic, but we can see we've got some strawberries that are on their way coming again. And Trixie says, I'll have that one, please. You want this, Trix? Catch? Oh, hit you on the head. So yeah, there's a few strawberries hiding around in there. So here I had some butternut squash planted. Emily mowed it, so I think I'll plant some pumpkins that are down there waiting to go in this space. And over here we have some courgettes. There's quite a few pushing their way through down the bottom. And yep, there's a few coming through there. We've got the sunflowers. We had to have a second crop of sunflowers because the first ones got smashed by a hailstorm that we had. So these are all second crops. And our corn is going to look good when they all finally put their flowers out. We've got some corn. I must remember to harvest the corn quickly. Last year I let it get a bit dry. But the nasturtiums, is it nasturtiums? Calendra. The calendra has taken over this bed. There was not, that's all self-seeded from last year. There was nothing planted in there this year. And looking at things here, they're going to do exactly the same thing again. So we've got a bit of beetroot that actually done well, and I've got all this, I don't know what this grass is called, but it's a blooming nuisance. It sticks everywhere. And under here I've got some apple cucumbers. Got a couple in the fridge in the house. They're quite, there's some more coming down there. They're quite different. And we've got a normal cucumber somewhere in the back there. So we ended up with 4 zucchini plants, which is far too many. And over this side we had an aubergine. I think this is the aubergine, but it's a little bit swamped by the cucumbers. Got some sage growing, not sage, parsley growing in there. I must remember to do something with my herbs. This bed of potatoes we harvested, but we've got some more potatoes going, and I guess that's calendra as well. I want to put some more compost on there and plant the onions out. Got this bed of potatoes to harvest, and there's some of them are starting to grow again. And this bed of potatoes to harvest. And these guys say, please plant me. We will give you some onions if you plant us. And I've got whatever kind of pumpkin that is. Might be a butternut squash, that'd be nice. And then this one, some more onions, potatoes, cauliflowers that I've left too long. So everything has gone a bit of a disaster because life has been a little bit hectic. So we'll see what we can resurrect and what we can salvage. And you're looking pretty sad. And you're looking pretty sad. So the challenge for the next 7 days is to do a little bit each day in the garden and get it back into some sort of order, and also to start to process some of the things I've got in the fridge. Like I bought some strawberry. I bought some, well, I thought they were apricots. I must have had my eyes closed. They were actually peaches. So we're going to make some peach jam and strawberry jam, which is my strawberries. The beans are coming. They're not doing terribly well. We've got a few beans coming, harvesting, but they're being a bit slow. And we're getting a few. They're not very big. Over here in this, lots of tomato plants that didn't get planted. That one's not doing too bad, but the others are. These Cherokee purples, I think they were. So I'll be, and these pumpkins, see whether I can get them survive, give them some more space, the dogs. This veggie pod has got these onions that I need to plant. Got some white ones there that are desperately wanting to get planted. And here, have a strawberry. Want a strawberry? Oh, I love a strawberry. And then we've got so much fruit on here. Just look at it all. I've got last year's fruit to process as well. So there is loads of fruit on here. And this is thornless blackberry, which makes it much easier to pick. It's going to come probably all at the same time. And it is covered in fruit. So yeah, it's a bit away from being harvested. Although we've got some turning down here. We've got a few that are starting to turn. So that's all good. Over here, alpine strawberries. Just runners are going mad. Alpine strawberries are strange little dudes. They are white strawberries. They're quite an interesting taste. And these plants are sending out runners everywhere. I need to pot some of them up and give them away. Look at them all. Heaps of runners. Interesting taste. An alpine strawberry. Kind of white. I'm not quite sure how you describe that taste. So we've got some sage over there, we've got some rosemary, some, I've forgotten what it is, some peppermint and celery over there to sort out. But the garden has been a little, this one is also a thornless blackberry, but it gets pruned very efficiently by the alpacas. So it never really gets very big. But that's the garden. So the challenge for these next 7 days is spend a little bit of time, and I'll show you what I've done. Like pick an area, pick a spot, and not try to do everything at once, which is kind of my challenge that I sometimes try to do everything at once, and then I don't get things finished. Did I show you my beautiful sunflowers? I think I did. Oh, this has got a visitor. Do you see him? I'll leave him in there.